Alright, first of all, I want to say one thing. This is just a tip for you guys over the weekend, long holiday weekend, for those of you who get a long holiday weekend. I did the video on the Chaz op yesterday, and Tucker Carlson, the whole time that the shit's been going on, like the whole fucking month, he's been doing segments about Chaz, and they have been probably the funniest fucking videos I have seen on the Chaz so far. He went with such a great angle comedically. The guy he had on the ground doing the reporting was fucking hysterical. And just to give you a line from it, because it's just, oh my god, the whole thing gave me belly laughs, but this one had me in fucking stitches. He says, he's talking to the guy about the Raz Simone dude, the warlord of Chaz or whatever the fuck he was. He's talking about him, and the dude, I think the guy that was doing the reporting says, well, you know, this is the first world leader that came out of the gig economy. And Tucker goes, and history looks on. Shit made me laugh. But anyways, so if you're bored this weekend, put into YouTube Tucker Carlson Chaz and just strap on your laughing hat, folks. It's a fucking riot. So yeah, that's just a tip for you for the holiday weekend.
The streets are extended gutters, and the gutters are full of blood. And when the drains finally scab over, all the vermin will drown. The accumulated filth of all their sex and murder will foam up around their waists. And all the whores and politicians will look up and shout, "Save us." And I'll whisper.
Alright, so I watched this Tim Pool video today. It made me laugh. So I want to share it with you guys. Obviously, I'm going to do a slightly different take than Tim did. I'm more like cemented in my beliefs than Tim is. So, but this girl on TikTok, she decided to make a joke, and because of this joke, she lost her job. Now, it's not funny. It is, but it's not funny. It's kind of funny. So she made this joke. The joke was, if somebody comes up to me, or the next person that comes up to me and says, "All lives matter," I'm gonna fucking stab them in the gut, and as they're bleeding out, I'm gonna show them my paper cut, and I'm gonna say, "My cut matters too." Now, I can see the humor in it. Now, but here's the thing, and ladies, you know I've been telling you this for years. You're not funny. You don't understand comedy, how it works. For example, stabbing somebody and comparing the stab in the gut with paper, it's extreme, but in the current climate, it's pretty realistic. Like you gotta be able to read the room and know where you're at in the world when you're making these. It's very important. You don't understand comedy. You need to fucking quit. There are those of you who are funny. This, ladies, is the exception, not the rule. You need to accept that fact. So she tried to make a joke. Now, I hear you saying, okay, smartass, you're so fucking funny. How would you make the same joke? What would you change? And I'd say, well, if somebody came up to me and said all lives matter, I'd let them piss on my pants, and then I'd fuck them in the ass, and then I'd look at them and go, my pissy pants matter just as much as your hurt asshole. This is like, it's, you know, it's so far out there that you're like, okay. And you gotta throw in something like pissy pants. And you gotta like, you can't really see that I'm doing it, but I'm doing, when I say pissy pants, my pissy pants matter as much as your pink sock. Like, you gotta use funny terms. You can't say I'm gonna stab you. This isn't like, and I'm still saying I'm stabbing somebody. It's just with a totally different weapon to completely different effect. But there's still gonna be some blood involved if it's pink sock, you know. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still making pretty much the same fucking joke. And I would compare having some pissy pants to fucking paper cut. I don't know. Pissy pants, I think, would actually be better than paper cut. I hate getting paper cuts, man. The worst is fucking cardboard cuts. Like, I understand people are going, fuck it, it's still paper. It's thicker paper. So it cuts much deeper, believe it or not. And it's a much bigger cut. Oh, fucking cardboard cuts suck dick. Razor blade cuts are actually quite nice. But yeah, so, I mean, comparatively, they're not nice to have. They're not pleasurable in any way. But if I'm gonna cut myself somehow, I would rather it be because I fucking slip and hit my fucking finger. Like, I don't know if you can see. You probably can't. Yeah, you can kind of see the scar on my finger. Yeah. That was a razor. This shit hurt. Especially right there on the fucking knuckle bend. Oh, that always hurts. That sucked. But, you know, it didn't suck as bad as all the fucking paper cuts I had, or the cardboard cuts I had. Anyways, so yeah, I would take pissy pants overall. But you're not really you're not really lowering the bar that much with pissy pants. You know? Because paper cut's pretty bad. It's worse than pissy pants. But pissy pants is... It sucks too. You got some... Man, that's pissed on my pants. Like, I'd say it's more accurate, you know. It's certainly more funny. You're not going to lose with pissy pants and pink sock. There are some people that might be upset if you say you're going to stab somebody. And show them your paper cut. You got to read the room. Ladies, just stop with the comedy. You can't do it. You're not funny. I'm sorry. Some of you are. This girl I work with is hysterical. She's a riot. I don't know how much of it she plans. I think some of it is just because she's kind of weird. But everything she says makes me laugh. I don't know what to tell you. So, hey, there are funny ladies out there. I fully acknowledge it. But man, you gotta be a person that people actually laugh at, you know, when you're planning to make jokes before you start just throwing shit out there online. But anyways, so this became like a story. I never saw it until today, but this became like a story. You know, here comes the radical left coming to stab people, and this, that, and the other thing. And I mean, I get it. I get what she was trying to say. It was stupid. It wasn't funny. But do I think she deserved to be fired from her job over it? No. Like, I don't like the idea of holding people accountable for their online shit. Like, dude, when I'm at work, I'm at work. And I act very differently when I'm at work than I do when I'm at home. And when I'm at home, I'm not sure if you realize this, I don't have an audience. There's nobody else here. It's just me. I'm by myself. Just look. You see, nobody else. Well, I mean, there's Tim. And there's nobody else here. Nobody else is here. I am all by myself. I'm talking to myself. And 5,000 other people, possibly. A good guaranteed 200 and some. And possibly millions of people. But I don't know, right? So I'm just saying some shit. But even in this, I understand that I'm talking to people. Like, to go from me on camera to me off camera, it's not that much of a jump. That, like, I will say certain things that I just can't say on YouTube. Like, certain like, ironic comments. You know what I mean? I can make more racial humor in personal life than I can, right? In fucking on YouTube, I can't do racial jokes at all. Like whatever, and and then when I'm at work, that's way different. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're going from here to here with me just by myself or with with friends and YouTube, and then work. Like, I'm way different at work than I am here or anywhere else. So I don't like the idea. I mean, if somebody's doing that kind of shit at work, that's different. But when you're not being paid by your company, why the fuck should my company care? If I go to work every day and do a good job, fuck doesn't matter what I say to people online. But it matters what you say to people online, because unfortunately, as we've all come to learn, you see, words are violence. I don't know if you knew that. It would amaze me if you didn't know that, because you seem the type of person to be very familiar with that. But nevertheless, nowadays, words are violence. And you said, I'm going to stab people. And millions of people saw that, heard that, and they had been stabbed in the gut and bled out and died. All from your words, right? So because of the genocide that you have committed, then yeah, you got to be fired. Like, this isn't a thing that surprises me. I'm not really surprised that it surprises her, because again, these people live in this delusional world where I can hate everybody else for what they do. But when I do the same thing, it should be taken either humorously or as a serious point to be made. And honestly, she said it was a sarcastic joke. I think she meant it to be a serious point. I think she was actually making a literal comparison. I think she was saying just being a black person living in America compared to being a white person living in America is like comparing a stab to the gut with a paper cut. Which would have been the way that she should have fucking said it if she wanted to make an actual fucking point about it. But again, ladies, you're not good at making points. You just stop doing that too. And I hear you out there. I hear you, ladies. I hear you saying to me, you just think you're right all the time. And it's like, no, it's not that I think that I'm right all the time. It's that you're always wrong. Anyways, so apparently there's enough bored conservatives or bored trolls or whatever you want to call it that are sitting at home out of work because COVID, that they were like, you know what, fuck this bitch. So they called her place of work and said, have you seen what your employee is putting online? And they pointed them in the direction of it, and they saw it, and they said, people are upset. We have to fire this girl. So they fired her. They called her and said, you're fired. And now she's fired. And apparently this was like her dream job. And it's Trump supporters' fault. But that's not a joke. I know I'm even saying it. It's not a joke. This is all Trump supporters' fault. Because Trump supporters fucking called her place of business and got her fired. And I laughed. Like, I fucking just flat out laughed. Like, Tim's reading the newspaper to me, and I just fucking flat out laughed when he got to that part. It's Trump supporters' fault. Trump supporters called my place of business and got me fired. And I just laughed. Like, it just made me laugh. Because I remember so many stories, like, all of, last year and, like, the year before. All these stories of people finding out where YouTubers worked and calling their place of business and trying to get them fired. And then all these YouTubers came out and said, all these crazy fucking leftists are trying to get me fired or got me fired. And then all these crazy leftists would be like, but you deserve to be fired because your words are violence. Again, it's like the LGBT versus YouTube video all over again. This whole fucking story just reminded me of that shit. We're suing YouTube because now we're going through the same thing that other people have been going through, and we've been going, yes, YouTube, go, 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 censor those motherfuckers that we don't like for years, and now we're suffering from it. It's bullshit. So yeah, this bitch is fucking on TikTok or whatever crying about Trump supporters took away my job. And I just went, I've heard it before. Like I really wanted to find her fucking video. I don't know anything about TikTok, so I don't care. So I wanted to find her video and cut it up and just be like, I've heard that before, dude, but I've done it before. Fucking rehashing old bits. It's stupid. I ain't doing. See, I know comedy, ladies. But yeah, so yeah, Frankenstein's monster, man. It's everywhere now. Frankenstein's monster. I fucking was laughing at corporations because now they're like, we're just not going to do advertising, which, you know, that certainly doesn't hurt them at all. So they're just not going to do advertising now on these massive platforms because these massive platforms have become so political. But of course, these massive platforms have become so political because you called these massive platforms and said, if you don't do something about this, we're going to pull our ads. So they tried to do something about it, which just pissed everybody off. And everybody got mad at you guys. But you weathered the storm all the way up until it got to the point where everybody's starting to burn shit. And then it was, oh, fuck. Well, we're just going to bend the knee to the people who are burning stuff because we don't want our buildings to burn. McDonald's. And then, you know, we're just going to fucking say, you know, we're just going to pull back from everything. We just want to hide right now. So we're just going to, you know, this shit's getting crazy. Yeah. You did it. You made them political. Now they're political. But they're too political for you. Frankenstein's monster. Shit makes me laugh. Every fucking time I see it now, the shit makes me laugh. Like, it's that terrible primal lizard brain part in my head that enjoys vengeance over true justice. Like, I see that as vengeance. For every person that says the exact same fucking thing that I have heard other people saying for years now, when somebody comes out and goes, but it's happening to me, the shit just makes me laugh. What the fuck did you think was gonna happen when you said words are violence, you dummy? Did you think you were then gonna be able to use violent speech and nobody was gonna care? Really? Well, Dr. Frankenstein, the windmill's burning. And there's some kid floating in the lake.